Okay. So I am becoming more and more convinced. You know, a lot of people are confused because they said the thing that happened at the White House Correspondents' Dinner is definitely staged. A lot of people that I like watching, the people who talk about politics, at first they were saying it wasn't staged. And I was like, really? That's what you picked up? And then now they're saying it's staged, but they can't put their finger on what the stage was. What's the purpose of it, right? So originally, people were saying because Donnie Senior wants to do his ballroom slash bunker, and also because his ratings were low. That's why they did this. Because the other two times this thing happened, I believe those were staged also, and I believe it was for ratings, right? You might say, oh, but somebody became unalive in those things. That they don't care. If you sign up for a job with these people, you have to know that your insurance policy is not going to hold you out. You're going to become unalive. So I woke up yesterday morning and this thing was bugging me. I'm like, why is it not adding up, right? So then it kind of hit me. And remember, tarot is for entertainment purposes only, and I don't have no way of knowing none of this mess. We're just having a little conversation back here, trying to figure things out. So I think in my last read, I asked if JD Vance knew what was going on, right? Because I think I was kind of side-eyeing him. Well, now I'm side-eyeing him even more. Because let me tell you the reason. So the first reason is, why did they save him first? That never set right with me because he's the second in command, right? Even though I don't like Trump, they should have saved Trump first. Why did they go to JD Vance first? Why did he fight them? They grabbed him by the shoulders and like he was making it overpronounced. See, I'm fighting. I didn't want them to save me first. I'm side-eyeing that, right? And then you know Susie Wiles, she's the White House chief of staff, and she's the one that's supposed to do the protocol for safety for this type of stuff. So why would she allow all of them to be in the same room? The whole line of succession. All in the same room. None of them really needed to attend this thing. And I think Trump hasn't attended it ever. What, 4 or 5 times they've had it already since he's been in office the first time, and he's never attended, but now you're there? Then he's talking to this mentalist, and you can see he's clearly bored, right? And it's like, okay, what in the hell is going on? So that's the first reason. Why did they save JD Vance first? The second reason was, if it's staged, why did they allow the man to write that stuff in the manifesto about Trump being a rapist and a PDF file? Trump would have never allowed that. He doesn't want that to come up next to his name. That's why he got so mad in that interview that he did the next day, right? With that Nora, whatever her name is. He would have never allowed that. So it's somebody else who's pulling the strings that allowed that to go in. So I don't know if it's Peter Thiel and them, JD Vance handlers. Don't know if it's them that did it. This is devious. Let me tell you about Susie Wiles. She come from old money. She's been in politics forever, starting with her pa, maybe even grandpa, whatever. She don't come from new money. Old money. And she knows, like a cat, she knows how to land on her damn feet. All right? I don't trust she. Remember, she's the Queen of Swords. She came up a couple of times in my last reads. So what's the question that I want to ask? Because I don't want to circle around and ask the same thing. Let me look at my phone really quickly to see what was the other reasons. I think I took some notes. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Who did I send it to? Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see what I have here. Hold on, guys. Okay, the next one, word on the curb, is his wife, Usha, knows the dude. I saw a video where she was at the same meeting or something where they were trying to get funding for some invention or something. I don't think it's AI as far as I know. And then I don't think she was there. None of you commented below on the last video if she was there or not. And then, so that's the fourth one. Why wasn't Usha there? And then why did Donnie not act brave like at the Butler, Pennsylvania thing? Fight. Why did he look so petrified? And if you see that picture that I showed you guys with Stephen Miller being evacuated with his wife, remember I told you she was his shield? You can see behind there in the background, they had Trump standing right there. Secret Service never took him out to safety anywhere. They just had him back there. What if there was a boom? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So it's like, Secret Service was in on this too? My God, it's getting scary. They're all in on this. So we're gonna ask if J.D. Vance and or his people, handlers, right? Are they the ones that did this? We're gonna pull a full Celtic cross. Full Celtic cross. La 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 la. Get my little rocks. It's chilly again out here today, and they're rebuilding the house next door because it caught fire last year. So sometimes I kind of have to work around their noises that they're doing with their tools, but they've been pretty decent to where they'll go days without doing anything, and then they'll come warn us when they're going to have a lot of noise that day or the next, tomorrow we're going to be doing a lot of noise. They'll warn us. So I know when to come out here and like tape a bunch of episodes of all my different shows. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay. Nope, 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 nope. Nope, 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 nope. Okay. Alright, the signifying card is the Seven of Cups. Many choices, illusion, delusion. The challenge that they had is justice. We watching. This justice is about us. We're watching. We're watching them. We see what they're doing. The Star, Hope, Healing, Guidance, they're hoping. I feel like this is their way of doing the 25th Amendment. Because they're never going to do the 25th Amendment. I don't think they've ever used it. In the past was Celebration, Homecoming, Community. They were celebrating something in the past thinking, oh, it's going to go through. But that poor little teacher, the overarching energy is loss, grief, regret, mourning, sorrow. Who is sorry for what they did? Are they sorry for what they did? Or are they sorry that it didn't work? The little teacher couldn't go through with it. The Knight of Cups. This came up before. I don't think we gave this card to J.D. Vance. I think we gave him all the pages. Who is the Knight of Cups? Romantic, charming, imaginative, artistic. I don't know nothing about Peter Thiel except he's not from this country and he's a billionaire. Page of Swords, inquisitive, curious, messenger, observant. This is internally. That's J.D. Every time I see a page, I think about him because he's young and doofusy. And then externally, what they see is the Nine of Pentacles, self-sufficiency, luxury. Oh, he was seeing the prize. He was seeing that if they don't took out Trump, I'm in. But look at another five. Fives are never good in tarot. Conflict, competition, rivalry, strife. That's the hopes and fears. And then the outcome is judgment. So we have justice in the card and we have judgment. I think it's going to come out. They're going to get busted. The Chariot, ambition. That hidden underneath it all card tells me everything. I think he was in on it. Entertainment purposes only. I think that there was a bunch of people that made the plan, and I think he got scared. And I think the reason why he fought the Secret Service like that is because he doesn't want to look too suspicious. I think this was their way of invoking the 25th Amendment, but it didn't work because the little guy, I want to say he chickened out because that manifesto read crazy, kind of like, man, he was rethinking it over and over and over again. What did they give him? What did they give this guy? They said, Susan Lin, another card reader that I watch, said that the guy's name, what's his name, Cole Allen, was being Googled I don't know how many thousands of times right before anything happened. Before anything happened. Who was Googling the man's name? This is so weird. That's why a lot of my commentators that do politics are confused. They're like, this is definitely one of these false flags thing. This is definitely staged. But why does it feel so weird? It feels weird, right? So I'm going to pull one card to ask, what did they offer this guy? Because perhaps they had blackmail on him. Queen of Cups, compassion, nurturing, psychic ability. Let's pull another card. I don't, when you get the court card, sometimes I'm confused. Oh, they offered him success, public recognition, and achievement? Huh. He definitely has public recognition. Right now, everybody knows his name, right? My God, today, this is so weird. Now for the gush, I'm gonna pull 5 cards to ask about, what's his name? The former FBI director guy, what's his name? Comey. They indicted him again yesterday for that stupid thing that he put in the stand about the shell saying 8647. And the way I understand 86 is not to unalive somebody. It started in the restaurant game when they were taking something off the menu. They said, 86 that off the menu. But I think it's taken on different meanings and whatever. That the former FBI director ain't gonna do nothing to Trump. Come on, they're just doing the most. And I don't even want to get into Melania and her fight with Jimmy Kimmel. That upsets me. So whatever. We're gonna read 5 cards on what's his face to see if this indictment's gonna go anywhere. Okay? And if I can't get the answer through tarot, I might pull the 5 cards in the Norman. So just stick around really quick. This is the gush. So I'm gonna end the show here and then come back with the gush. The gush meaning extra, okay? I always give you some extras. The Hierophant, this is the government that's hidden underneath it all. The Tower, collapse, upheaval, chaos, sudden change. So again, he's indicted. They have already dropped one first indictment. 7 of Cups, many choices, illusion, fantasy. This is the illusion, delusion card. And then the 10 of Cups, he's going to be celebrating with his family. And then the 6 of Pentacles, he's going to have support, right? And then the 2 of Swords, indecision, stalemate, avoid. And they're not going to go through with it. I think they've already indicted him, the government already indicted him, but they're going to chicken out again. They're going to drop it. I want them to drop the charges against Don Lemon and that other reporter lady too. So I'm not going to pull in no one on this one because I don't think they're going to get anywhere with this Comey thing. I think he's going to win this again, but it sucks for him because he's constantly having to pay attorneys. I think that's what they're trying to do. They know whatever they're charging him with is not going to go anywhere, but if you can, come off of some money and pay attorney and you can lose, they feel like they're winning. They're the ones that push the most hateful rhetoric. You see how I'm even trying to be fair to Trump, right? I'm trying to be fair to him, saying I don't think he's the one that set this thing up. Oh, I didn't put my little chain on today. I don't think he's the one that set this thing up. I think they were setting him up. Shy. That is something else. But anyways, they put the most hateful rhetoric and they want to say we do it. Girl, we don't wish nobody bad. We want people to pay for what they did. You know what I mean? All right, guys. See you in the next one.